Well, hey, my friend, welcome back to the podcast. This week, we are going to do a rapid fire episode. I am going to spit out to you my top 12 ways to repurpose your best performing blog posts. So let's go. Well, hey, my friend, welcome to Creatives on Fire, the go to podcast for content creators looking to grow their audience as well as their income. I'm so excited you're here. I'm your host, Melanie Ferguson. These are things that we want to do to work smarter, not harder. We want to capitalize on all of that hard work that we've put into creating this content. So you've created the content, it's doing pretty well, and we know that we don't want it to just sit there hidden on our blog. All right. We want to get it out to the world in the best possible ways that we can. So let's go through these, and hopefully some of these are new to you or inspiring to you. You haven't thought of them before, and you're like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. So get your pencil and paper out. Let's go. So, one of the first ways I think that you can repurpose a blog post is to pull a quote from the content and post it over on your socials. You don't even have to have a graphic with this. You can literally just pull some sort of nugget from the content itself, put it on a colorful background, and type it out as text. Then, in the first comment, add the link back to the actual blog post where the gold is, the fruit, the wonderful things they're going to get. So grabbing content from the actual post and putting it out on your socials. You can tweet it, you can post it on Facebook, you can put it up in a story, however you want to do this. But I still think that text has a place with socials and it can be highly effective. It's one of those kind of scroll stoppers. They're so used to seeing video, and then all of a sudden, boom, there is your text post. So number 2 is a graphic. So pulling one to 10 or 20 graphics from a blog post and doing a carousel over on, say, Instagram or Facebook, or creating a short reel with the graphics and just putting that post back out there for people to see on the regular. Now, before I get to number 3, let me go back to 1 and 2 because those both had to do with social media. I do have a special tool that I do recommend for you to be able to post to social media on repeat and not have to sit and think about it every single month. I'll put a link to it below. It's called Post Planner. Number 3 is creating pins for Pinterest. Now, I know that you already know that you should be utilizing Pinterest for your blog traffic. This is one of the number 1 traffic sources I have to my actual blog. Super powerful and one of my highest money makers. So don't stop at just one pin. Why not make several, especially if the content is already doing well in other places? So taking that pin and creating it in different ways, changing out the background, changing out the text, changing out the description, changing things about it. Make another board, maybe even make a board for that post. That could be a great way to draw a ton more traffic to that post. All right, number 4 is creating long form video. So create long form content from your post. If it is something that's more of like a tutorial, you could easily craft that into a video that you could repost on YouTube, obviously, or Facebook or Instagram. So thinking about it in terms of creating a video for that top blog content is huge. Number 5 is, of course, short form. Y'all, short form. Some of this stuff's common sense, but we do not do it on all of our pieces of content. And it is a huge missed opportunity. So, short form content. And let me just do this caveat here while we're on short form content. And of course, that's like idea pens, stories, reels, story pens, whatever. I'm thinking you go into stories and you talk about the post. You don't have to have a video that's been edited with, graphics and tutorials about the post. You can literally go onto stories and talk about the post. Hey, I just want to make sure that you saw that I posted this amazing recipe or this awesome tutorial on how to do this. And if not, I'm going to put the little link below so you guys can tap over and check it out. Tell them why it's going to benefit them to take a hot minute and go read your content. Do that for old posts that are performing well and see how much your content gets shared. I love that. So, number 6 is sharing to other feeds besides your own. Like, what about Hometalk or some of those syndicated feeds? There are lots of them out there. Find the ones in your niche that work best, but getting it out there in other forms, other people's feeds is another great opportunity. And tag. If you can put that on social, your post, and tag a brand or another creator who you admire or you were inspired for that content, that is a big tip as well. And hopefully they'll share it in their stories or share it on their socials, and you know the rest. All right, number 7. If it is a solid piece of content and maybe like a cornerstone post, something with a lot of really good information in it, consider taking it, copying and pasting it into ChatGPT or somewhere and asking it to create an ebook for you. Get an ebook version of it. Have a really easy peasy piece of content that you can sell, a product. So, making it into an ebook is a great idea to get more juice out of that same content you've already created. Number 8, use it as a lead magnet. If it's super popular, people are going to want to tap into that. So if it was something like how to make a messy bow, which is my signature bow, I might put that as an opt-in on my homepage that says, "Want to know how to make a messy bow?" And then they opt in, and it opens up the deliverable is the actual blog post. So at that point, they get directed directly to that blog post, but I got their email. So consider making it a lead magnet if it is popular. Number 9, put a snippet of the content into your email. So I know we need to be using email. Why not just make it easy on yourself? Copy that first paragraph, slap it in an email, and put the link to the blog post there. Go find one that you did this time last year and grab that first paragraph and put it in an email for this week. Just never forget to share it with your email audience, and don't worry about it being beautiful or grabbing pictures. Oh, I like that post and it's popular, but I don't like the pictures. Just make it an ugly email and it will get clicks. Sometimes you can just put the link, the title of your blog post with a link to click over to it, and done is better than beautiful. I can tell you that. All right, number 10, add it to the bottom of other posts. So you're going to want to make sure that if you have a top performing post, that you add this link to the bottom of any other, even remotely related posts. All right. So say you did a really cute, because right now it is spring, you did a really cute Easter bow. Okay. You are going to want to tack that on to the bottom of your Easter ideas for Easter dresses post, your ideas for Easter cakes post, your ideas for Mother's Day gifts, whatever is the closest in relation to, you're going to want to add that link to that post to the bottom of the other post and redirect. So, and roundup. So you're going to want to maybe even create a roundup post of the post that's doing really well. So say you have a lemon bundt cake that is going off the charts for you. Maybe you need to create a best lemon bundt cakes or best lemon desserts roundup. And if you don't have a bunch of them, go create 2 or 3 more lemon desserts and create a roundup to include that one that is doing really, really well. And that's going to help boost not only your traffic to that post, but also it's going to help it in Google's eyes. Number 11, convert to audio. So that's kind of a big deal right now, is adding audio and a recording to some of your content. But consider if you have a podcast and you want to link to the blog post from there, or if you want to do an audio version for people. That is a good idea. Number 12, use as part of an email sequence so that you get regular redistribution. So anytime that you have top posts, you're going to want to make sure that those are in like your welcome sequence. your second email might have something like, just thought you might want to see some of my readers' favorites, something like that, and put 2 to 5 links in there to your top posts. And that's going to get them looked at on the regular. You can also put them in a specialty sequence. So maybe you have your opt-in is want a list of my top spring ideas. And then when they opt into that, they're going to get a list of your top 5 posts that are spring related. So if you've gotten this far in the podcast episode, I am going to shoot one more bonus way to repurpose your top performing blog posts. It is number 13, and it is to refer to it when you are on live video with a link and use your automations. So if you do utilize live video, then talk about the post you wrote that week. Talk about the post you wrote last year. Hey, you know what, y'all? I did a similar project to this last year. It is called the blah, blah, blah. Comment the word blah, blah, and get the link sent straight to your inbox. And that is another way to promote a blog post. So listen, guys, we work really, really, really stinking hard on our content. And I want you to not let it die with the social media algorithms. I want you to continue to repurpose this content and get it out there, especially if it's a piece that you know has performed well in the past or is performing well right now. And picking 1 to 5 of these 13 ideas is a great place to start. You'll get into a rhythm. You'll decide, hey, I am always going to do the email thing. And that is just something you're going to add to your checklist for your blog post. Or maybe it's like, hey, you know what? I am always going to go live on social media, if nothing else in my stories, and talk about the posts I did that week. And maybe that's something new that you're going to add to your checklist to do every single week for your content. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it's something that you can utilize. If you have other ideas, please go ahead and go over to the podcast over on the blog and comment and let me know what kind of ways that you like to use to repurpose your content and get it out there. So until next time, my friend, I hope that you stay creative. So here's the deal, my friend. I create free content every single week to help business owners just like you build your income, impact, and more breathing room in your life. But my engaged followers, they want more. They want more personalized help from me. And I get it. The truth is, I can only coach a few high-level entrepreneurs over in my Fuel Mastermind at a time, and there is a much higher charge for that access. So the question remains, how can I help more people without sacrificing quality? Well, it's simple. I have trained an AI version of myself to do exactly that. So Melanie 24/7 gives you more than advice. You'll get actionable tested strategies based on what's already worked for me personally over and over again. If this sounds like the perfect solution for you, I'm going to put a link here in the show notes. You can also just hop over to creativesonfirepodcast.com/spark. Thank you so much, my friend, for tuning in each and every week. If you learned something new or were inspired from today's episode, I would be incredibly grateful if you would take a minute and just leave a review. Bonus points if you share this episode by screenshotting it and tagging me on social at Creatives on Fire Podcast. I'll share you in my stories when you do. In the meantime, keep rocking your business and don't forget, no one else will ever be you. And that is your creative superpower.